Well, I wanted to go back to something Hannibal had said about, driving people back into the corners and getting them out of the circle, whatever the circle is. And I I want to push back on that a little bit. Because like Andrew Tate is unsalvageable. You're not gonna save him. You're not gonna
I
turn
think
him
we can all
around.
draw that bar, right? That's very
I
clear.
don't
Okay,
think anyone here is
good
going to
deal.
There's
disagree with
no
that.
no
Okay, great.
Tate fans on this one.
Uh, but the 16-year-old kid who listens to Andrew Tate,
Ugh.
who's been indoctrinated by that, who's been fully subsumed by that world, he is salvageable. He can be pulled back. And I say this as that kid. When I was 16, it was a different it was a different ideology that I was pulled into. It was much more the the libertarianism of the early aughts. Um, but I was pulled out of that. And when you come at someone super hot, when you come at them and your mentality is you need to go back into the corner and go away forever, it it entrenches that idea in their mind. And everybody needs to look out for themselves if and I don't this is now I feel like I'm talking at you and attacking you, and
No, you
I
don't.
don't want that at all.
I can take it.
Um for any person, if you don't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with someone who is being hostile and is making your life shitty, then like yeah, get yourself out of that situation. And if that means telling them to go fuck off, if someone is following you in an alley and you need to defend yourself, defend yourself. Um, I what I would ask if you have if you have the bandwidth and if you have the safety to be kind. And by kind, I don't mean weak. I don't mean accepting everything that is said as true. Acknowledging someone's pain as valid doesn't mean acknowledging that their hate is correct.
Yeah.
It it took people being very gentle with me because I was too fragile to to be hard with. If someone had come at me hard, I would have shattered, and then I am more broken. If we can be kind, if we can tell people like, hey, you can't talk like that. You can't say those things. You can't make people feel like that. Um, but then follow that up with an examination, follow it up with why. Why do you think that? And here is how, I feel this when you say that. And that I can only speak to my own experience, but that is what helped me was someone who I cared about saying, you said this thing and it hurt me. And she attached consequences to it. She said, you said this thing and it hurt me. And I love you, but I can't be friends with you if you continue to say these things. And and then we had a really long conversation about why I felt the things I felt and why I believed the things I believed. And that was the beginning of the journey for me. That was the older generation at the Zen Center helping me find the way forward. And she was the same age as me, but she was my older mentor.
Mm.
And that's what I want to be for someone who is young, for someone who is struggling to find their place, for someone who is fighting against feelings of pain and hurt and doesn't know how to get out of that world. And it's hard to do and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But if we want to find a way through the toxic masculine fandom crisis that we are in, we can't drive everyone back into the shadows because then we lose them. And then we lose the next generation, and then we lose everything.
Well, first, I mean, I really am glad that you did find that journey because finding your way out of those corners in the right
Me
way is
too.
difficult. But you know, and if I actually agree with you, if the circumstance is applicable, if this is someone that is receptive, if this is someone that does care, you know, is interested in caring for the opinion of the person interacting, then that's a much better approach.